Like, by the way, if you're a podcast listener and can't call live, that number is 216-986-8903. The text during the show is 35192. AlanCoxShow.com. You want to watch there, you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Ladies, if you want to get in on the Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties, there is a very simple way to do that.
Show your hairy pits.
Well, you do whatever you want to do, right?
As long as there's some cleavage, too.
You decide what shows shows your best, whatever. What best exemplifies you as a potential hottie. And you'd email Bill. And you go, Bill, check out these hairy pits.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd say...
I will, and then I'll put you on the page. And then the customers will take a look at you and hopefully give you a follow, which I think they've done a pretty good job of. I think it's a nice thing to do. It's when these girls are putting themselves out there. They're doing it to promote themselves. Either they're like burlesque dancers, or maybe they're a cam girl or something like that. Or maybe they're just, what was your friend, like a yoga slut? And
No. Yogi.
And
a yogi. Hey, boy, the picnic basket.
Yogi Bear.
Picnics.
Whatever they're doing, they're trying to build up their Instagram. So give them a follow. They're letting you look at their parts, and that's nice.
They're letting you look at some parts.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. Let's just call it the Alan Cox Show Instagram parts.
Maybe I will.
Yoga slut.
Don't.
That seems unnecessary.
I think so, too.
You know?
All right. A bendy slut.
Bendy, like a bendy straw?
Yeah, like she's real flexible.
She's not
And she often gets...
I know
sweet
she's
girl.
not. I know she's not.
She gets stuck in a turtle's nose.
Making jokes. Who doesn't?
I mentioned before, we were talking about Tool replacing Metallica on Night 3 of Sonic Temple, but they also coincidentally announced that Tool was going on a spring tour that would put them in Toledo a couple of years prior.
A couple of years.
Sorry, weeks. A couple of weeks prior. May 4th, they're going to play Toledo. And I was looking at the entire run of the Tool spring tour. Mid-April to June 23rd, my birthday. Very last stop on the tour. And the venue that they're playing in Illinois, they're playing the Quad Cities. You ever played the Quad Cities, Bill?
I did. Penguins Comedy Club.
The Quad Cities are two cities in Illinois, two cities in Iowa.
2007.
Right across the river. So you've got Moline, Illinois, and Rock Island, Illinois. And on the other side of the river, you've got Bettendorf, Iowa, which is very affluent. And what's the fourth city?
Wait, okay, so there's...
Augustana College is in Rock Island.
Rock Island.
Quad Cities.
Bettendorf.
Rock Island.
Moline.
I said Moline. East Moline is they kind of, they're cheating a little bit. Yeah, Moline and East Moline. My youngest...
Waterloo's not there?
What's that?
Waterloo?
No. Davenport and Bettendorf.
Okay.
But my youngest brother lived in Moline for many years.
Moline.
I was thinking the other one.
And there was, and their big venue there was called the Mark of the Quad Cities. Went to a couple of shows there when we were younger. If it wasn't coming through Chicago, we'd go down to the Mark. And Tool is playing the Mark of the Quad Cities. Except it's not called that anymore. It's called the Tax Slayer Center.
Oh.
I love...
Take that, H&R Block.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar with Tax Slayer, but I guess it's one of these things you can buy. I'll do your taxes.
Yeah, it's raining refunds.
Yeah, I love Tax Slayer. The dopier these naming rights get, the more I love them. Providence, Rhode Island is always one of my favorites. They've got the Dunkin' Arena. And if you're like a rock band and you're screaming out to your fans, you're probably, I'm sure they call it the Double D or something.
Thank you, Dunkin'.
They have a cool name for it. You know, the Romo Fijo. As we know, everyone in Northeast Ohio calls the old Q the Romo Fijo.
It's the only name for it.
It's the only one I've heard of.
It's a good one.
So, maybe they call Dunkin' Donuts Arena the Double D. I don't know what the hell they call the Tax Slayer Center.
Go down to the Double D.
Yeah.
Hello, Dunkin' Donuts Arena.
We're going to There's like the Smoothie King Arena down in New Orleans.
Yeah, Smoothie King
Yeah.
Arena.
They get the Yum Center or whatever it is.
Slayer
in
Lair.
Kentucky.
Slayer Lair.
The Pelicans play at the Smoothie King Arena, I think. Don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoothie King Arena. The SKA?
The Ska.
The what?
SKA.
Oh, yeah, the SKA.
Real Big Fish only plays at the Ska.
Mm. So, yeah, I love Tax Slayer Center.
That's great. It's a fun one. Penguins. Oof.
Because a lot of them are named after banks. A lot of them are named after, Charlottesville, Virginia's got the John Paul Jones Arena. I can only assume named after the legendary bass player of Led Zeppelin. And Videotron, KeyBank. There's a million KeyBank centers. But I love Tax Slayer
What would
Center.
you name yours
Huh?
if you had a center?
Tax Slayer.
You
And
would name it
unfortunately,
Tax Slayer?
it's already taken.
Come on.
Would I name an arena?
AC Concert Catcher?
I mean, I think of Wrigley Field, which is technically a company name, but it's also a family name.
And gum.
So it doesn't really, well, that's what I mean. Like it doesn't, the Wrigley family, it's a company name technically, but it doesn't throw you off. It's
I
not
think you should
Smoothie King or it's not Tax Slayer.
The Cox House?
Cox Box.
Oh, Cox Box, Cox House. Head in the Cox House?
These are the potential names for my arena that we're throwing around here.
We're trying.
The Cox House.
I think
the
it's
Cox
great.
Box.
I like the Cox Box.
Cox Box rhymes, so yeah.
I think
House of Cox.
the box part though implies that it's not a big venue.
True.
I mean,
Castle of Cox.
they have a lot of corners. It's kind of boxy down at Romo Fijo, so it could be a giant box.
I'd
old
call it the
box.
Whitney Houston Sucks Arena.
You could do that.
That's what I'd call it.
You're not going to get a rise out of me, white
You
man.
could also call it Mary's Box Arena.
Hey,
It'd be really empty
Be what?
my box arena is empty, thank you.
and dusty with cobwebs.
All of it.
Needs some maintenance.
Sure.
Leaky roof.
Everything.
Leaky roof.
This week, actually, you nailed it. Roof's a little leaky.
Uh-oh.
Hey, yo.
A leaky roof in a basement apartment, by the way. That is tough to do.
What you
Tell you
gonna
what,
do?
that is tough to do. Has anybody seen the movie Parasite?
Nope.
I have not seen it. I want to see
You
it.
can rent it on Amazon now, but they
Okay.
announced that it's going to stream on Hulu in April. I'll probably buy it before then. I wanted to see it when it was in the theater. I just never got around to it. But I was reading an article. They're like, Parasite, the movie, really spotlights the huge population of South Korean basement dwellers. This is why you should watch this movie.
Because
It's
I'll
about
feel
people-
represented finally?
Yes, living a huge contingency of the South Korean population living in basements.
Why?
Their home is in because it's a very it's a densely populated country.
You got to go into the ground. Prime real estate.
Kim Da-hai, a 29-year-old South Korean, said that moving into a basement apartment was her least preferred option when she was looking for a new place to live. But because of her finances, she was forced to settle for a banjiha, which is the Korean word for a cramped basement flat. And now they're getting worldwide attention because of the premise of Parasite, which is one very poor family who goes to work for a rich family, and then all kinds of weird crap ensues, I guess.
Dude, I was looking at like apartments the other day. Just kind of fantasizing about where I might want to go next. And there is nothing even close to what I'm paying anywhere.
No, you have
can't
a
find
very good price.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't find anything under $800 anywhere you go,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what part of it, unless you're like way the hell out there. But even that, I was looking in like Illyria. It was like $850 a month for a 600 square foot place. Like, it's crazy. I feel like I'm getting priced out.
Who's paying $850 a month to live in Illyria?
What I'm saying is
you
that
can
like
buy a house in Illyria.
I'm saying you can go
Total.
that far out is how far you'd have to go to get under that price point.
Yeah, like six.
You can't stay in Lakewood. You can't stay in West Park. You can't
Nope.
stay in like anywhere. Avon Lake, even when you're getting like into the further west suburbs,
Hell, I'm
you
renting
can't
a
go
room.
anywhere.
Seoul, South Korea is one of the most expensive cities in Asia, and they said these sub-basement apartments can cost you $500 a month.
That's what I pay. I pay $580. Well, it's only $550, but I have to pay $30 a month for the cat.
What about utilities?
rent.
How much are you paying utilities?
I probably
Like $50.
I probably pay total a little over $700 because I only have to pay electric and gas. But my gas is always really high
I was
because
gonna say that's a lot.
my
more.
gas is in the wintertime. It's like $70 or $80 a month because I'm underground and it's freezing.
But you don't have it as bad as these people in South Korea do. Because these places flood during the rainy season.
Oh yeah.
So she said, I left the house with the window open. When I came back, there was water all over, and the walls were wet.
Well, I've said
And
that
my
before.
laundry smells. The apartments have toilets which sit much higher than the floor to prevent flooding.
So you got to climb on it?
But then sometimes there'll be a flood and the pipes will back up, and these people have like toilet water in their basement apartment.
Yeah, mine's not that bad. But
Oh man, there's
if it's
people
like
in the Philippines that would live in a place where, I mean, it's all like just cinder block buildings basically. Like they just make like
Yeah.
a box, and then they lived basically on the ocean. So every day when the tide would come in, they'd pick everything up, put it up high, and then the water comes in, fills up their house, and then goes away.
Ugh.
Every single day.
maybe that's what
these
you
These
should
people,
do.
these people have steps that go up to their toilet.
Instead of opening an arena, you become a slumlord and you sell Cox boxes. Tiny little apartments.
I was never going to run an arena.
But I'm telling you,
Instead of my non-existent arena idea,
Yes.
I should become a non-existent slumlord.
correct.
Hey, at least it's got lord in it. I mean,
Right.
it sounds kind of royal.
Kind of.
Kind of regal.
You're
I'm
the-
a slum lord.
You are the king of the mole people.
Huh. Slums. I
Of
feel
the
like that's not
slums.
even a thing anymore.
The
Slum.
slums?
plenty of
I bet
slums.
it is, yeah.
I believe that's. I don't believe that is the
It's not the proper
preferred
term for it.
nomenclature. You might find a midget sleeping in a slum,
Yeah,
Bill,
they're-
as neither of those words are preferred anymore.
They're pre-renovated.
I believe that you.
Pre-renovated.
Yeah, right. You'd find a little person cohabiting, Bill, in substandard housing.
Yeah.
Maybe a garden apartment.
Pre-renovated. Yeah. Right. Garden apartment. It's the rebranding of these things.
Yeah, I was looking and I was like, man, this sucks.
Well, yeah,
can't
because
go
everybody,
anywhere.
because all they're doing is building these outrageously overpriced cardboard condos everywhere now.
Yeah.
I can't believe how expensive those things are either.
They're so silly.
Eh.
$400 grand. Give me a
I'm so
break.
happy with what I got. I got such a good price. I'm so happy.
I love looking at like house porn around here, and
I do that all the time.
Because I just like to see. I type in luxury real estate in Cleveland, and I am so surprised. I'm like, this house has a movie theater and an in-ground pool. Why here?
Well, even
I'm like,
because
why?
you can do stuff like that here for way cheaper
Yes.
than it
Anywhere
costs
else.
anywhere else.
But I'm like, this is the reason why I look and see how long it's been sitting there for, and it's like active, like 900 days ago, last view 900 days ago, like on the market 10,000 days ago. I'm like, no one's looking at this. No one's gonna buy this. You might get an Airbnb out of it, but that's about it.
I was looking, luxury apartments came up, and they aren't crazy expensive. Like, if you're paying $800 a month to live in Lakewood, if
And they're
you move
using
a
the
little-
term luxury very broadly.
But they look really nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's one of those complexes that's huge that has like a pool and a clubhouse and a this and a that, and it's like a 2-bedroom with a sunroom for like $1,200. Which I'm like, if you're gonna pay $800 to live in Lakewood, you might as well pay $1,200 to live a little further out with 2.5 bedrooms. You know what I mean?
Why don't you go live in Parma?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to live in Parma.
Well, it's the 8th largest city in the state.
I don't want to. I lived in Parma Heights and I didn't like
Parma Heights. Get a little lower.
it. Parma Lows.
You were living too high in Parma.
It was. I had
Go a little bit lower, down with the people.
right when
in
my
Parma.
niece was born. My sister and I had an apartment in Parma Heights, and it was huge. My sister's bedroom was 17 by 20, and our apartment was
Inches?
huge. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Talk about a Cox box. That apartment was doing it.
It was toy.
But that was only like $750 to live in this giant
yeah, but that
two-bedroom.
was also 10 years ago almost.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, well, it's
And
crazy.
prices rate go up.
Crazy.
Mhm. Especially because there's been a population boom, especially on the west side.
Yeah.
Have you looked more in West Park too? Because there's more.
West Park's more houses, and I don't need a
Yeah,
old
3-bedroom,
houses.
2-bedroom
Honestly,
house
our-
or 2-bathroom house.
Our house is a new gayborhood. We actually have like a Facebook group called the Gayborhood because all the gays I know, houses are so affordable there,
They
and
are.
they're really cute, good like starter homes. A lot of people are moving in there.
How many gays before it's a gayborhood?
At least probably like 7 or 8.
7
So,
or
like,
8.
3 houses?
So word has to travel, or word's got to get around. Hey, like, are you talking about on a street?
I'm talking
On a
about
couple of square blocks?
We cover.
What's the perimeter?
Like 4 blocks. Like
So in a 4-block radius, you've got 7 gay couples.
yeah. So
That's a very small area of land.
yeah, it's our house. Then like across the street from us, like behind another house, there's another gay couple. They're married, and then down the road, my ex lives. Like my old ex, like lives down the road and around the corner. And then across from him, a lesbian couple lives down there, and then around the corner from them, another gay single guy just bought a house. So there's a bunch of gays in like 4 blocks of us. And whenever we have like a gathering or like a extravaganza, all they do is just walk and they bring their dogs.
Gay together.
Yeah.
But there's like other families living there and stuff.
Yeah.
You include them in your block parties?
Yeah, they're actually really fun. We have a lot of young neighbors too, so it's a lot of people's like first starter homes. So,
Well, a lot of people's starter homes are their ender homes too. Mm-hmm. They ain't going anywhere.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you like your house.
Yeah, if you're moving on up to the east side, moving on up. But
Kermit?
yes, that was Kermit the Frog as George Jefferson.
Pat
What?
Mahomes.
Jamie Foxx is going to be the
No.
only guy to play him?
so glad I can sing that and not have the stupid haircut.
Yeah.
Why
We're
does that
not.
make you glad? It would be 1,000 times better if you
I
had
don't
that
care.
haircut.
Funny.
My talent
Oh
is
my
done.
God! Took a whole lot of Turai
We're
in just to get up that hill.
The last few minutes of the bowl cut for the show.
What about it?
I'm just saying, we're running out.
Let me shave it.
No.
Give me a big flex 5. Let me shave your head.
No. Why did I do that?
Come on.
What? Why?
Because you asked what we wanted to do with the last few
I didn't
minutes.
say. I'm just mentioning that it is the last few minutes of the bowl cut.
Oh, on the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hey, Mary.
Last few
What?
minutes of the bowl
I have a
cut.
question. It's something I've been thinking about for a while.
Oh, boy.
Why are your pits so hairy?
They're not that bad. I
even
looked
about
at 'em
that,
in the brain.
and it's completely irrelevant. But it's been on my mind, and I didn't think about it. Are you seeking a sober partner?
No,
Like, does your husband have to be sober in order
Nope.
for you to consider?
not at all.
Because the temptation's not there for you.
No, I have made a decision, and it doesn't. I don't care if other people drink. That doesn't bother me.
The most people that you talk to, are they looking for sober partners as well? Because I feel
No.
like that would be a lot harder.
No.
Okay.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me what you do. As long as you're not like constantly drunk, as long as it's not an issue, but someone who goes out and has a few drinks, no, doesn't bother me at all.
What if
Just thick enough to be uncomfortable to drink.
What if they
Right.
have alcohol in the house? You still
No.
don't care? Okay.
I have 2 bottles of booze that I need to give to a friend of mine that's been in my house.
Okay. Okay.
What?
I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Chartreuse.
Sure. Yum.
So I mean,
the green
it's
stuff.
not really a temptation. It's not like it's a bottle of Tito's.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Who the hell's drinking that?
But it's just been sitting above my whatever stove. I need to take it to her.
Wow. All right.
But no, I don't care.
Hey, I'm
Also,
returning
not
your
looking-
chartreuse.
Right. I'm not looking for a partner at all. But if I were to go out with somebody, I don't care if they drink. Am I supposed to strap it to my face? I don't know. Nobody's answered that question for me yet.
No one has answered that question.
You can't have a frown on your face if you're sliding down a fireman's pole.
So dumb. So dumb.
So dumb.
So dumb. Did you see Jose Altuve got booed, by the way, at spring training?
Oh man, those guys are getting
Oh, God.
trolled like crazy.
The fans are going out to see these guys and then booing them when they go out.
Well, because they're from other teams, so there's all these other teams. So whenever they play like at an away team's park, they're getting booed.
It's not
and
Astros fans
trolled.
booing them?
I just know that they're getting trolled a lot by fans that were of the teams that they beat in the playoffs.
Astros and Tigers, their spring training is in Lakeland as opposed to Arizona. And Jose Altuve was getting booed out there.
Second baseman, number 27, Jose Altuve.
Boo! Speaking of Detroit, Miggy Cabrera plays for the Tigers, and he's friends with Jose Altuve because I think they're both Venezuelan or something. And, he vouched for him. He said he looked me in the eye and said he didn't do no cheating. So, like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Why would he ever tell you
Yeah,
that he
he's not gonna
cheated?
tell you.
Of course. He was the MVP, right? The World Series that year?
I think so. Yeah.
It's like, why would he ever tell? He's my friend. Yeah, like he's going to, hey, in confidence, bro, I cheated in the World Series.
You take that to
Making
the grave.
$4 million a year. Huh?
You take that to the grave.
Hells yes.
Some secrets were never meant to be told.
Tell you
The
what.
Jose Altuve story.
The Jose Altuve story. The night I lied to Miguel Cabrera. The $28 million man.
The reason I'm so shy to take off my shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, right. My wife gets mad when I take my shirt off. Man, red flags
Is he
should have been
even, like-
going
yeah.
up all over the place when he said that. No, she gets mad. Sure she
shy.
does. Yeah. I'm not wearing a wire or anything. Okay, hey, live rent-free, right? All this conversation about how expensive places are. You can live in a 2-bed, 2-bath suite at the Terminal Tower, which is bigger than 17 by 20 inches. The residence is downtown for a year for nothing. So after I come back here, before we get out